I'm live early. When have you ever seen a live streamer go live before the time schedule? It's because I wanted to schedule it for 2:33, which is what it is right now. But I had to schedule it for 2:35. Now you have to make sure you schedule at least 30 minutes before you go live. So then you get the pre-notification and the notification. But it's good though, right? That's one thing I'm improved on, even without my ADHD meds. So yes, I am taking things one day at a time. That's what Wade Allen said in the chat. I appreciate that. It's good to remember that when you're trying to like maintain your will to live, you know, that you just have to get through today and then go to sleep. And tomorrow's another story. So it's hot here where I live in California, over 90 degrees. So I was going to tell you guys maybe about trauma loops. I can show you guys a few things on the internet. I was just tuned into the Jaronism show. I'll show you a few things on the internet. I'll play a few things. If you have any song requests, we can think about that too. Thanks, Siren. Says, hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Just taking things, like I said, one day at a time. I'm closer to getting my license back from the incident I had with my vehicle. So I have a driving test coming up in a couple weeks, so that's good. I was going to talk about trauma loops, time loops, if anybody thinks about that, and then artificial scarcity. And I don't know, how are things going for everybody? It seems like everybody might be having some kind of similar experience where life is difficult and where things just don't seem like they're looking up, right? Like we have to have hope for the future. We either need to have hope, or even better is if we have faith. And the Bible says to have faith and that everything will be okay. Even if you're not a prepper, even if you don't have land, even if you don't have goats, it's supposed to be okay. Just like Jesus said, he said, look at the birds, right? The birds aren't worried about anything. Be like a bird. Oh, and that reminds me of, look at the birds. They don't stay for very long in one place, for one thing. So anyway, or if you're looking forward to making money, or looking forward to your investments being more worthy, I will say that Rumble. So I'm on 3 networks right now, and these YouTube shows may get deleted. I don't know about this one. I deleted the last one just because I brought up a conspiracy theory that I didn't even. But because I played a clip from InfoWars that brought up their conspiracy theory, which we were kind of making fun of. So anyway, welcome to the Cult of Lift the Veil. Thanks, Tacos, Cults, and Cats, for being here. Hey, Cadence, what's up? Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Yeah, trauma loops, you guys. You know that life is like a simulation, right? So I was saying that. What if it's like a video game that we've decided to play by jacking our souls into human bodies? I don't know. You might know that recently I went through some stuff and I had some experiences. And one of the experiences, oh no, I'm not taking a call. I hope I didn't answer that call. There was a call that just came through that I declined on my watch. So thanks, Cadence. You like the thumbnail? The thumbnail is generated by AI. It's what it decided to put in when I said trauma loops. I have particular trauma loop, which always ended up with me being alone, broke, this time without a car. So like I was reliving the same trauma loop where I ended up in I did that loop 3 times this summer, where I ended up imprisoned. Yeah, my will, and I had to think about whether I had the will to live. I had to think about that. So I really had to go through some stuff. And yeah, one of the things we go through in our life is trauma loops. The loop ended up with me alone, isolated, or incarcerated, but not dead. That's the important part. So this show, we stream. I'm doing my 1 day at a time routine of streaming as much as possible too, at least every day. So, and just trying to keep in beat with the rhythm, keep in beat with the people in my chat, and just do my best to be a productive human being as much as possible. I did one thing that is hard for the productivity for someone like me. Like I have ADHD, and I'm no longer taking my enhancement for that. So it's just different. Everything's a little different. So anyway, good to see you guys. Oh, cool. Thanks, High Strangeness. Who says glad to be here. Always sharing your channel on my community tab. Okay, cool. Thanks. Thanks, High Strangeness. That's a cool picture too. Excited to hear your thoughts on this topic. Yeah, it's just, I think we go through loops. It happened to me early. It happened many times. Some of it though, in some of the loops, I was gang stalked. That was problematic too. Putting yourself out on the internet and then going after people for whatever reason, especially if it be child abuse, gets you people that are really not good people that want you to harm yourself. So in the sense that I ever thought about harming myself, it may have been through gang stalking, whether that be something that can be documented or whether it's something in the ethereal planes, that there are people working with spirit and dark magic to go after people like me, right? Because people were mad that I was friends with Isaac, that I had Isaac Cappy on the show, right? People were mad that I had Vegan Mikey on the show. And hopefully Vegan Mikey is still doing okay. And Isaac may have experienced some of the same thing. He was experiencing some type of voice to skull situation, Isaac Cappy. And somebody left me a message to talk about him again. I don't even know. Yeah, you have to be able to bring him up. People talk about him all the time. So I stayed away from the investigation, at least on YouTube. I stayed away from the investigation. Let me answer this. Someone is messaging me. Let me answer that real quick. I'll play the intro. Actually, I have a few different intros I can play. It's good to see people here. Good to see familiar faces. Thanks for your continued support. Thanks just for tuning into the show. It's something we do together. And based on my theories about reality, it's something that we can work together to make things better by being better people and stuff, by having good karma, by not hurting people. Those are all things we can work on, and by just, doing our best. Okay, cue musical intro. Boy, that's brilliant. I do think some things in the world are real. Like you guys. You guys are real. Most of you. Most of my listeners, I think, are not just in my head. I think I have the metrics to prove it. You've taken a leap of faith today. What is that sound? And I apologize if you take offense. I'm a little offended myself. Welcome to our show. Welcome to the future. What it is, joining you live from sunny California. It's a beautiful day today. I'm your host, Nathan Stoltman. And I bring you the news, the real news. Yes, that's right. The real news. I no longer have those headphones. I now use these, and I can no longer hear the sound of my voice, but that doesn't matter. It seems like it's working pretty well. For people who want to listen to the show, in case it gets deleted, it's on Rockfin at rockfin.com/lift the veil. And though that is like a storage for videos, some of them are behind the paywall for rockfin.com. But yeah, if you go to rockfin.com/lift the veil, you can find the old episodes. Also, you can listen to the podcast. My favorite podcasting app, well, I like Substack. That's where I post it, and then it posts to iTunes automatically. And if you're listening to the podcast, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I don't get to see you or interact with you in the same way as these people in the live chat, but I still appreciate that you listen to the show. And you can always comment there on Substack if you want to. And that's at lifttheveil.substack.com. We're sponsored by our t-shirts. They're at truthclothing.io. We have some on sale if you go to the sale tab. Not this one. Russian bot. This is one of our original shirts. So we still have them. Katie's still the one who manages the supply and stuff, but I'm here too. So we're here together. We bring you the show as a married entity of some sort. So we're doing pretty good. Everything's pretty good. For people who are interested in the life update, I had kind of like broken up with my wife, and now we're kind of back together. So at least living together. So it's going okay. It's for people who love personal information. Censored mom, you're living in a tent. God, that's not great. See, so that reminds me of my blessings. I'm living in a place where even though it's really hot outside today, and I was outside, it's pretty cool in here, even without the air conditioning on or anything. So that's good. I have that going for me. Thanks, High Strangeness. Says chin ups. Thanks for the $10 super chat. Appreciate it. Chin up, stand firm, don't give up, love above all things. Thank you. Yes, love, peace, etc. Starlight Sign says, yeah, it is. I think being alone, I think it was bad for both of us, right? Sorry, I'm getting down to the music. But each of us, like, she had to learn what I was good for, like if I'm around. And I had to learn also what she's good for and stuff. So it was a time to appreciate that we, can be helpful for each other. And it sucks to be by yourself. And so I reach out, like I feel for those people who are alone. It is difficult to deal with. I think you have to learn how to deal with it. But even then, these online communications are very helpful. And that's why that new virtual reality that I showed you guys that Mark Zuckerberg and Lex Friedman did together is kind of scary in a way, because we can be transported to an alternate reality very soon. And it might be one where they can program you through the virtual reality to not require food. It's possible. Or you could be fed intravenously or through a tube of some sort and live maybe something not much different than this. Maybe not much different than this experience virtually. So I told you about trauma loops. Yeah, it is like Westworld. In a way, I died. In a way, I resurrected myself as just myself. I chose to continue. Like, in a way, I had a near-death experience, I think. Because, yeah, I had a conversation with the creator, or I was in a conversation. It was kind of a three-way between him and this other person. And then I learned there are vampires that are like 130 years old that feed off of you. And they can do it on TikTok, believe it or not. Yeah, I believe I experienced actually like maybe an alternate timeline in the manner of Philip K. Dick. It was really unbelievable. I wish I could make a movie out of what happened in my mind. But it was problematic, I think, for me and the people around me too. So you guys like to see the live show? Dun, 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 dun. Okay, here we go.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Yes.
Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. And thing sucks. 10, 5, 4, 3. That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Fuck it. We'll do it live. So we did it. All right. So anyway, let me check in on the chat, see how you guys are doing, and then figure out what else I want to talk to you about. I can show you these Norman.
Hi, everyone. We're at the infamous.
I can see what you guys, it's all, we all run cults. Or at least that's what Russell Brand is doing, right? Russell Brand says, "You awakening wonder." You guys are awakening wonders too. We all are. And then he says how they're changing the fabric of reality. Well, that's kind of what it's about, is like the timeline. Because if time isn't real, if the only thing that matters is this moment and then our memories, well, then they might want to change our memories. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking. So like that has to do with the Mandela effect too, and the things that have changed for people. It's like maybe they are changing timelines somehow. Sort of like the movies. So if you want movies that talk about what's going on, obviously the Matrix. And the Matrix movie is interesting. The Matrix trilogy. Because it's like, is it really good to be out of the Matrix? Like, is that a good reality? Or are they all suffering too? And then also is like, suffering is built into this reality. And part of it is financial. Yeah, you can call in Censored Mom. Part of it is financial. And I thought about, through my experiences, I was like, well, okay, what if I could have whatever I wanted, materially, then what would be worth living for? Let's say, right? Like you could have whatever you wanted materially. Headphones, new bike, and you didn't have to work for it, and you could just have it. Like, what are you working for? Like, what do you go live stream for? What do you go ask people to go to your shop for? If you can have everything you want. And then I realized like it's required. So whatever program we're running now and whatever program they're going to come up with in the future, it's like there has to be a financial aspect for time to work properly. Don't know. Okay, I'll open up the phone. Censored Mom wants to call in. That's cool. Let me go to voice. I got a message today from someone who said I should review my old Isaac Cappy interview and say what I thought about it. I had a voicemail message. Here. I think I can play it.
Hey Nathan, it's Job. I have a question for you. Would it be possible for you
to here? You need the number? 650 gay taxi is the number. Censored Mom. And you're living in a tent? That's for real? Oh, IAWTC. Yeah, JF's wife missing is an interesting situation. Yes, Jean-Francois on X. Yeah, that's an interesting story. Here, hold on. Here's this message I got.
For you to replay your Cappy interviews and comment, letting us know what you were thinking when he was divulging what he was divulging. It's been a long time since those interviews.
So people are still interested in Isaac Cappy. You're on the air.
Hi, Nathan. It's Censored Mom.
Hey, Censored Mom. What's up? You are loud. Okay, that's fine. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm too loud. Sorry.
No,
Is that
that's
better?
okay. It's fine. It sounds good. Yeah, it's not your fault, and maybe it's not that bad on the other end. So what's going on? How are you doing?
Let me take it off speaker. Let me take it off speaker because maybe that'll help.
It does sound better.
Speak sort of loudly.
It does sound better off speaker. So.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm living in a tent right now.
Really?
It's a transitional thing. Yeah.
Wow.
I had until October 1st legally to stay where I was. I just got divorced in May, so I had like 6 more months to stay.
Oh, so you got divorced in May. Wow, that was like right around the time I was having issues.
Yeah.
Wow, huh? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got divorced. Like I was married for over 20 years.
Wow.
I have 2 grown kids.
Wow.
But no, right now it's just a temporary situation. It's like we're getting this what's called Indian summer here in New England. So it's like really warm every day. The nights are warm. So it's like I can still kind of live in a tent for a few weeks. I looked at a couple apartments, so I'm just waiting to hear back. So I should be able to land an apartment.
Wow. So where do you set up your
this
tent?
Weird thing, and
where do you?
So it's just in some woods, like near a cool bike trail, and it's still like super close to like a cute town, like a very New England little collegey town. So it's like I can just literally walk to restaurants and stuff. I have my car.
Right.
I have all my preps and stuff. It's cool. It's just temporary. But even if I had to, in theory, do this for a longer time, I would definitely go to a warmer state, obviously.
Yeah, right. If you had to live outdoors, then it's better to live outdoors in California.
Well, it's weird because I'm a woodsy person, believe it or not. I'm not like this high maintenance. I'm very much like to be in nature, very much appreciate the moment to meditate out in the quiet. And I really do like that. So I actually need more of that in my life, you know?
Okay. Yeah. Well, you've got it now, but it's maybe it wasn't exactly the way you would hope to do it, huh?
Exactly. Yeah. It's not the ideal, but it's like, okay, I'm going to like look at the positives of it.
Right.
And
what do you do for electricity and stuff?
I mean,
you just charge stuff in your car?
I've got like extra batteries, my phone, my car to charge stuff. There's Starbucks and stuff where I could go plug in things to. There's I don't know, like I'm just getting takeout right now from a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
Like I could cook in the woods, but I don't even want to like go that deep into it right now because it's like I don't want to complicate things.
Yeah, right.
I just have I have water. I have everything else I need.
Right.
So it should be fine.
And you got money somehow?
But like it's just weird because I have money from the divorce, so I got a settlement.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I have plenty of money, and like long-term goal is to buy a house. I actually want to buy a little farm.
Oh yeah.
Like somewhere in upstate New York or something.
Well, that sounds cool.
Where I can just like kind of do my homesteading stuff. But I honestly like cannot afford houses in Massachusetts. It's ridiculous, the prices.
Yeah.
But when I like go on Zillow or Trulia or whatever, I see a bunch of houses, out in the woods in New York, and you can get them for a pretty good price. So
really?
I'm waiting for the market to possibly come down even more. So I'm hoping that the real estate bubble pops.
Yeah, I mean, mortgage rates are almost 8% now. So yeah, I can't imagine.
And I wouldn't even want a mortgage. That wouldn't even be my goal.
Right.
Honestly, I think I would just buy the house outright if I got a good enough deal.
Wow. Yeah.
And somehow my plan was to like monetize it, like maybe make it an Airbnb or somehow like rent out rooms or something to other people who need a place to stay.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. I heard
Yeah.
the Airbnb bubble burst and Airbnb's in trouble now.
Yeah, I heard that too. But when I was recently looking at Airbnbs, they were going pretty quick. So I was like, is that a rumor or is it kind of not true?
Yeah.
Or it could be accurate. It's like, well, maybe people aren't taking fancy vacations, but perhaps people are actually using Airbnb to like find temporary lodging.
Yeah. I don't know. I know they probably do a lot of it by the beach where I'm, not too far from where I'm at. A lot of people probably rent out their stuff on Airbnb. So if it really is bursting, but yeah, I don't know what the situation is. I mean, this month, people had to start repaying their college loans, so that's affecting the economy. That's going to affect the economy a little bit.
That kicked in for me.
Oh, it did? Yeah, you still paying those
kicked in for me weirdly, but I got this random email that was like, you don't have to make your first payment until January 1st, 2024.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, that's cool.
Okay. Yeah, so
I don't even have that much student debt. I really don't. It's just a few $1,000s. It's not bad.
Oh, that's great. I wish I only had a few thousand in debt.
I probably should just pay the whole thing off, but it's like part of me just like doesn't want to do that.
Right.
Because I feel like these government loans are just terrible, but whatever.
Yeah, if it's
all right,
low
Nathan,
enough.
You have a good night.
All right. Thanks, Sensor Mom. I wish you the best.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
You too.
All right. That's nice. Yeah. No matter how good, it's just true that if you're going through a hard time, no matter how hard you got it, somebody else is like worse off. So like they don't have any legs or something, right? Or they got accused of doing something they didn't do. I mean, think about that. Think about what if you're in jail for either drugs, right? Or literally for something you didn't even do. Like that's what happened to me. I was in jail for doing nothing. They arrested me for something, which I never got charged with. And then I still had to sign something, man. The justice system is so messed up. I have to tell you, it's really messed up. And they were like literally just laughing at me. They were like, yeah, we kidnapped you. And I don't know. It was insane. And they definitely took they took so many sets of fingerprints. And so we live in a complete surveillance state where everything you say and do can be monitored. And that maybe includes things you do in private, maybe through remote viewing. They might be able to remote view you even when you're not broadcasting yourself. Here, I choose to lay myself down on the timeline. I choose to create a timeline by doing this show. So you will own nothing and you will be happy. Yeah, that's where we're at. But then we still are gonna need money. We're still gonna need to engage in commerce. There's something about like engaging in commerce that we have to do. And that's why I have my sponsors from the show, my nicotine sponsors, my water sponsors. So like everything has to be monetized. That's why I have to get super chats and stuff. Thanks for the big super chat I got earlier today. So for the person asking for the song is built into I'm gonna play a different song. Yeah, you can call in. Sure, why not? That was a nice call from Censored Mom. I appreciate seeing you guys in the chat. You can't. Hey, Job for 9. I played your voicemail. You wanted me to talk more about Isaac Cappy. Yeah, the funny thing, or not even funny, is like my best friend from college was friends with Seth Green. So that was the craziest thing about the Isaac Cappy thing that I didn't even think about at the time. But then he made me think about it later when I spoke with him. And he was like, yeah, you did that thing with Isaac Cappy. Isaac Cappy accused Seth Green and his girlfriend of saying something. And I never believed that story. So, in as much as you wanted me to comment on it, Job for 9, I never believed the story. I never knew what to do with the story about Seth Green and his wife. Hey, you're on the air.
Hey, Nathan, it's Job.
Hey, Job, what's going on? How are you doing?
Nothing. I just wanted to tell everybody, please get your Lift the Veil t-shirts. Fantastic quality. I got mine in just a couple of days. I absolutely love it.
Thank you.
I wear it all the time.
Thank you.
And the other thing is, I just had this thought that because I was seeing Cappy on Twitter, some of his excerpts, and then I automatically thought of you. I don't see a lot of interviewing with Cappy like the way that you did yours.
Yes.
And I think those need to be revisited. I think, commenting, replaying it and giving us maybe your perspective then and now. I think that'd be fantastic.
Okay.
It's one of a kind and you were doing it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So I was connected to him, or I'm connected to him forever, because I interviewed him and it was the first interview he did. And then he went on Alex Jones, and Alex Jones kind of gave him a really hard time. So my interview is softer. I wasn't like super hard on him or anything. I was just trying to get him to say what the story was in his opinion. So yeah, I was just commenting it on a little bit before you called in. I had an issue where a friend of mine was friends with like Seth Green and maybe even the Hiltons. I'm not sure, but so he wasn't that happy that I had Isaac on. But yeah, I wonder where I could review it. I wonder where I could actually review it. I don't know if I can on YouTube because they banned the interview. So I don't know.
Well, maybe you could have it on Twitter Spaces.
Yeah, I can't seem to broadcast on Twitter for some reason. I can do Spaces though by audio, but I can't do the live video thing. You mean just by audio?
Well, I don't know if you can. I don't know if you have an account on Rumble or maybe another platform, and then simulcast it with the Twitter Spaces. I mean, I'm not into that broadcasting aspect of streaming, so I don't know. I just found it. I just find it really interesting how, back then it was like, because I know that you've taken a lot of hits. And I think it's because you have actually been at the forefront of exposing a lot of shit.
It's possible that you're right. Yeah, it's possible you're right. I didn't realize how much or what would end up happening to me.
You have exposed so much. I know. It's some people, there are other people that were like exposing people and they said they got gang stuff. I think that, you've had to pay a huge, gigantic price for what it is that you were, bringing out to the forefront. I mean, you were totally on top of, Jeffrey. I wouldn't have known hardly anything if it hadn't been for you. And you were at the very beginning of the C thing. So, I mean, yeah. So I was just thinking of that because I was seeing him on Twitter a lot. And
he's still in the news. I mean, people still have accounts dedicated to him. And on TikTok, I see David Schurter talking about Isaac Cappy still. And then, but the problem is like, there are people, there are people, I'm not going to mention their names, but there are like prominent people that people know about that were accused of being involved in the death of Isaac Cappy that are like really mad about it. And then also they're just mad in general. Like you just can't talk about him or take it seriously. Otherwise they're going to gang stalk you somehow, and again, maybe on these ethereal planes, which is really scary. So yeah, it makes you, that's why my show's a little different now. I'm not talking about that stuff anymore, but I don't know if there's a venue where you can. I mean, it's so scary to talk about stuff because of what ends up happening to you.
Yeah, well, I I just wanted to present that idea.
Thanks.
Anyway,
Thank you.
so I will let you get back to your show.
Okay.
I will buy my shirt
All
for
right.
the
That's
month
cool.
as soon as I get off.
You're cool. Thanks very much. I appreciate it. We have some stuff on sale.
Mhm.
Check it out.
I will. Bye.
Okay. Thanks, Jeff. See ya. All right.
Bye.
So that was okay. Let's see. I have to find it. There we go. No problem. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, people have talked about those things. Yeah. We've all experienced something. So, yeah. And I definitely had an experience this summer. So it ended up in a few different places. So, let's see. What else do I have to tell you guys? I had to tell you about artificial scarcity. We have to have scarcity. We have to have money. We have to have the possibility of gaining more money in the future. I've decided to chain myself by going into debt that I guess I'm going to pay. But I did go into a lot of debt this summer just because I was out there. I did some things I'm not like that proud of. Treated some people badly, but people seem to say that I'm doing better now. So I have a little bit of a condition, but you know what? A lot of people do. A lot of people are crazy. Oh, you want to check out these Norman Rockwell paintings? Hold on, let me show you that at least. Katie shared this with me. This is the modern United States in the style of Norman Rockwell. Okay, so here you go. Here are these pictures. Here's a picture of the white family walking down the street. It's a lot of racial themes, but the white family walking down the street and all the homeless people and trash in the street. And then here is a store that's been raided, and this guy's got a brand new toaster oven because it's 50s style, and all the white people are clapping, and it's a black person. I'm commentating for the podcast. Here's a home being burned down, and the family, the white people, which is just a husband and wife with a bunch of black people around them, when the house is on fire and they're celebrating and the American flag is up. Here's a cat lady drinking wine with a lot of cats around. Here's a person who's just been drinking and eating chips and is in front of his computer device. And he's been drinking a lot of Coca-Cola. Here's another looting scene where all the white people are applauding as the black person has, again, some sort of fancy toaster device. Here's fat people, fat guy in the electric wheelchair, which is not time appropriate. But man, you should see, you know, the drinks people get at Starbucks. Oh my God. The drinks are like, they're all that tall and they have whipped cream on top and caramel and stuff. It's crazy. People are fat. Apparently there's a new fat drug that's making people skinnier. Apparently Sharon Osbourne is taking it. I'm worried about it. Without my ADHD medication, I'm getting fatter. I'm getting fatter every day. So anyway, here are some of these pictures. Here's a pink-haired, not a transgender, just a pink-haired lady in once again, an electric wheelchair reading to the class. Here's a man winning a trophy in women's sports, it appears. And all the women are very happy, smiling, maybe even crying in happiness. Here are some guys with some he, him, he, they, she. Here's people going to a FEMA re-education camp being ushered on by Uncle Sam with guards with guns here outside the gates and everybody in the train that says FEMA on it. And then they're at a FEMA re-education camp. Here's the FBI listening in while this guy's taking a poo. If you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear. American flag. I don't know what this one is. Just a bunch of girls reading a list. And then there's the whole family with their devices, which they had to insert the new devices into that time. We are in a unique time where we're connected by this internet. We're connected to each other virtually via this internet thing. And it's changed reality. And so I don't know. I don't know exactly how it's all going to work out. I just know that it seems like the financial thing is problematic. that the financial situation is problematic, and it seems like it's going to get worse, but we'll see. Alan Toby says, lose weight, call 8-0, 8-0, 8-0. Is that for a number? Dr. Spider Whisperer says we're definitely at something. Yeah. From Varian News says the world is turning. It always does. Find the right frequency and keep your head up, foos. Okay. Then, yeah, that means fools. Like I pity the fool. Yeah. The try to get in tune with the right frequency. I'm doing my best. And it's good to see people. It's good to see people in the chat. I think I'm going to wrap it up there, though. That's what I had the energy for today. So that's going to be the show for today. I know I'm cutting it short, but that's what I have the energy to show you guys today. So good seeing you. And I will post the podcast, and this show should stay up. It shouldn't be an issue. But if you want to hear the shows after the fact that have been deleted, then go to the podcast at lifttheveil.substack.com. Okay. And I'll let you guys go. Thanks for the well wishes. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks, everybody. Good seeing you. And we'll see you at the next one. All right. For now, that's what it is.